one thing I should have mentioned, by the way, just like a interim before I get started with that, is to excuse any low energy or spaciness. I am really tired today and didn't drink any coffee because when I realized how tired I was, it was like 9:45, and I kind of want to try to like go to bed at an okay time tonight. If I can. So I'm just suffering through the tired and trying to push through it on the stream, which is not ideal. But whew, so like things aren't coming quite as snappy as usual because yeah, go to bed. Not right now, but like maybe in like 5 hours I'll feel like it instead of 7. This is really the difference I'm looking for. I want to go to bed at 4 and not 6:30. That would make work manageable for me, I think. Anyway, so we'll be starting this off not with actual DM prep yet, but with the first the first redemption of Tower of the Moon. So like this is pretty similar to the other adventures you guys have seen. So go ahead and do a ! Stat roll to get your stats, and I can fill them in over here. And it's just a little more streamlined. It's got a like set location you're getting to, basically. Stat roll. I should make a couple of like, what do you call them? Couple of aliases to catch like other stuff that people might type in. I should probably also, whatever, this music's fine. You. The whiz is pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's not great, but thankfully I never remember to make people make wisdom checks, so it probably won't be a huge deal. Wither King. What is that? Strength 8, Dex 13, Con 9. Oh my, that's... Thank you for clipping that and putting it in chat. Oof. I'm embarrassed already. So there are the Wither King stats. And... should I just pull this up and watch it? So everyone can enjoy? Should I? Why not? This might be very quiet compared to me. Oh, I'm a bit busy. Weapon's a bit rusty.
Weapon's always gonna be a bit rusty. Blimey.
At least it's not as bad as Gino's.
That's the way of it. It's too damn humid here.
Maybe. Oh, that's pretty rough. That's, I don't know who's worse there. That's pretty bad. All right, well, that's great. All right, that was fun. Anyway. You have other options. You have Dex. You have Int. That's false, Cam, but thank you. That's false on both sides of that. But all right. Whew. Glad they're all dead. Glad those bandits are dead. If we just make that the canon accent of everyone from the desert, that's a problem. That'll be bad for me. Anyway. You can run away and you can think with your noodle. So. Man, I should have like practiced these intros a little bit. Just a little bit. Again, this is the first one that's ever been redeemed, so bear with me while I center myself. So, you are on your way to the Tower of the Moon in the land of the dead gods. You've heard rumors that this tower, it can grant a wish at the top of it. If you defeat this tower, ascend to the top, then your wildest dreams can be realized. However, getting to the tower and rising through the tower is no small feat. Neither of those tasks. Neither is Strine's Beginner's Guide to Australian English. Thank you, Cam. I will study. I will study that. And so, Wither King, you find yourself journeying through a mountain pass. You've been sneaking glimpses of the Tower of the Moon in the distance, you believe. Poking up between the peaks. But as discussed, first you have to get there. There's the wilderness of the mountains between you and your destination. Let's see. And I think just surviving the wilderness, just making your way through these mountains, finding this location, is a task in and of itself. If you can... I was like, if you can make me a survival check with that wisdom of yours, and I was like, maybe that's a bad idea. So if you can tell me, how do you best survive this wilderness? Do you just try to live off the land? Do you use your wisdom to guide you through here, or are you some kind of caster or someone who came prepared? Are you able to use your intelligence to like keep yourself safe as you're journeying through this dangerous land to come to the Tower of the Moon? And meanwhile, I'm slowly going to try to find... I think I need a cave. I need a cave for the bandits. And that's what we'll be setting up. No. You were prepared with a magic item. Alright. So... okay. What is this, let's see. So this magic item, you've prepared this to protect you from the wilderness. Is it to help you find food or to ward away the creatures of the mountain as you're journeying through these forested slopes? I'm gonna put the music back on, yeah. That's the wrong one. Wards away evil in nature. Very well. Alright. So as you were climbing the slope, you've been camping, you're tired, you're travel fatigued, but you're making your way. You've got rations. You're able to find food, I think. I think even, like... Let's do it this way. You're on, like, the third or fourth day of your journey through these mountains. You're getting close to the tower, but you've run out of rations. And you need to hunt down food to consume, to eat. So give me, like... You found some deer tracks. Give me a... So damn close. You're quite close. You can see it. When you woke up, you could see it on the horizon. You thought maybe today would be the day that you would arrive. So yeah, you are here. You're hunting now. The 4 wisdom's pretty rough. The 4 wisdom's pretty bad. So you are not clearly. I'm assuming. How would you like to hunt for food? How would you like to acquire the sustenance that you are going to survive off of? That's not a bad cave. Oh, these generic dungeons might. They probably, these don't really work for what I've got here. I want like a single room thing. I definitely have just map tiles. What are they? Water and grab me a campfire from a tree. Very well. All right, yeah, sure. Well, this certainly sounds like a survival check, so for your foraging, please roll me with exclamation mark roll. Roll me that survival check with your wisdom score. And I've added a thing with roll, so like you can add a modifier. It's now rolling d12, so it's like your mod actually matters, which is unfortunate for this wisdom check, but it is. This is going to be a 6 difficulty wisdom check. Died to an owlbear? Nah, this is like a. Most failures are not going to end the game for you. Oh, okay. So you rolled double ones, and it's going to be plus your -4. What's the difference between the tower and the adventure CP reward? The tower is more streamlined. So it's just like, basically, I'm providing a goal, and it is to get to the tower, climb the tower. You need to get to the top of the tower, and the tower will grant you a wish. So it's a little more streamlined, which hasn't helped me so far. This has been a little bit awkward. I'm still clearly practicing. But we'll get there. We'll get good eventually, one day. If you guys keep hammering me with those redemptions. I think someday I want to, like, at the top of the tower is Varus with the rose between his teeth. That depends entirely on your wish. I think you're kind of just, like, in hands. Yes. Accurate. Okay. So, yeah. All right, sure. So you are foraging, you're trying to scrape together some wood for a fire, trying to find some water, and, like, both of them just... There is enough water here that the timber is hard to light, but not enough water for you to drink. You are having just struggling to find what you need. So you've got one failure so far. You're a little, like, you're parched and you're hungry and you're a little cold, but like you said, you try to just push it on. You push to the tower then. Yeah, you're gonna head on to the tower. So you can either roll me... yeah. Risk it to the tower. Alright, so you start running. You start just pushing through the night. It is going to be a fort save on your unfortunate con eventually, but first you are attacked by both evil and wildlife. There is a dire wolf that spots you, starts stalking you. We see from his perspective, he starts just kind of idly walking behind you through the trees, and it doesn't take you too long to spot him. He starts growling and stalking you. He smells the fatigue on you, but as he charges, eventually, you're getting tired. You're getting close to the... Hello, Dallas. I mean, Saraxon. You got this? Yeah. And it sounded like you have a magic item that may be helpful here. You dive in the water. I don't think you ever found any water. I don't think there is any water for you to dive into, unfortunately. If there were a river around, that would solve a lot of your problems. Wolf and thirst. Both. But since there is not, you said you had a magical item that could, yeah, your ward. Very well. So, water is not wet. Dallas? If the definition of wet is that you have water molecules upon you, making you feel wet, then water is wet all the time. Water is wet all the time, man. Your improvised weapon. What's your improvised weapon? Yeah, so like this wolf starts. You see it, you spot it. It knows that it's been had, and waiting. And then instead of waiting for you to get wise, it charges at you as soon as you see it, and you pull out, yeah, your ward and your weapon. So roll me an int check to see how well this ward works, and tell me what it does when you pull it out. Does it create like a barrier? Does it what? How does it work? Really, where are my cave stuff? You hit the wolf with the ward. Very well. All right. Well, this is your and this very well. So you're trying to boop its snoot with the ward. Go ahead and roll me that int check. So just do a exclamation mark roll, and if you add a number after it, which will be a 1 in this case, yeah, a 1, it'll automatically add your modifier to it. Dungeon elements, yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah, so you came prepared. And again, keep in mind these are 2d6. We're not working with d20s anymore. We changed it to be a little more stat dependent. So this is a success. You came prepared with this item of yours, this ward against evil in nature, and yeah. So the wolf is setting upon you, runs towards you. He's about to leap, crouches down to leap, and you run forward, surprising it, and bonk it with your ward. And there's like a jolt of arcane energy that just surges through the wolf, and it just like seizes up for a minute. It doesn't really understand what it's just been hit with. And it backs away and kind of circles around you a little bit, whimpering. And, I don't think it pursues you from there. I think that's, I think maybe you see it in the distance still following you a little bit, but it's cowed. It's like waiting for a better opening. But since you've already said that you cannot attack me, but it will follow you. But since you've already said that you're making it on, you're pushing your way through, getting to the tower, go ahead and roll me that fort check. As you're pushing through the night with your thirst. And this wolf, not quite on your heels, but... These'll work. These are what I was looking for. Okay. Very nice. Very good roll. So, yeah, your eyes are heavy, and you don't think you're gonna make it at first, but you look back, you see the wolf on your trail. You come around this bend in the mountain. You've lost sight of the tower some time ago, but as you come around this corner, the trees on this path that you were on, they break apart, and you see in front of you the Tower of the Moon stretching into the sky. Knees a bit weak, arms a bit heavy. Oh yeah. With palms much slick with sweat. Thinking of a food that a mother might make, some kind of pasta perhaps. You reach the doors. You push them open, and you stumble inside. And the wolf walks up to the steps to the tower and stares at you as you turn around and you close the doors again. And you see the wolf's hungry expression as it too goes hungry for the day, for the night. And you turn around, you say stay. It follows this command, whether it has a choice or not. Yeah, so you are in the tower. You are safe to rest, I think. Yeah. I think you kind of don't even... You're very exhausted at this point. Do you, let me see. Do you try to stay awake, Wither King? Or do you sit down and rest for the night? Gonna head towards a kitchen. Very well. Alright, sure. So... All right. Certainly. How do you Are you just looking around? Do you have special familiarity with tower construction? It is a little odd, this tower. There's like there are a couple of doors that lead out of this room on all four sides, but then there's like a spiral staircase that leads up to the next floor. So do you try one of these doors, or let's say, try one of these doors to find a kitchen, a source of food? Let me start up a new map here. I don't know if they have one, but I certainly do a decent knowledge of architecture. Yeah, all right. Go ahead and just roll me a... but 4 wisdom. I think the father being an architect helps. Your intuition doesn't help you out too much, but like if there is a kitchen... My dad tried, okay? Try to head to a kitchen. Very well. Yeah, so I think you... Oof, you failed to find a kitchen. So yeah, you check these doors, you walk down some hallways that lead, elsewhere, apparently in this tower, and you open one door and you're, like, suddenly on a beach. Or at least you aren't, but, like, through this door, there is a beach. And it seems like wherever this door leads is not where you once were in the mountains, and it is also not a kitchen. And if you go back, do you try one of the other doors? Why so mad? That's a good emote. Yeah, it is not a kitchen. If you are a better fisherman than a hunter, you might find food there, but... Let's see. I believe these are all 3x3? No, they almost have to be 6x6, huh? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Take a look at the beach babes that you see from Hunger Pains and flirt. Alright, very well. That's acceptable. So do you... Go ahead and roll it, I guess. You stumble out, you see some figures on the beach. The door closes behind you. Tried to get Jason Bullman to tune into the stream tomorrow, but I think he's busy. What? Well, thank you for trying. I don't... Like, for actually? Oh, but you have a +1 charisma. Okay. That just barely... You are successful in flirting with these figures that you see, these mirages. These apparent mirages. And... yeah. You don't actually fail. Yeah, you're fine. You succeed on this not extremely difficult check to flirt with these shapes you see on the beach. Yeah. So I think they... Yeah. So you walk forward and you say, "Oh, something along the lines of such beautiful creatures I've never seen. I've journeyed far, and I am. Would that your beauty could parch my thirst, but I fear I need assistance, or I may perish." And you'd like stumble on the sands, and you hear a sound of you hear someone start, and I think you pass out, and you wake up sometime later to the smell of, like... Actually, you wake up gagging. That's the thing. You wake up, like, choking a little bit and sputtering, and you wake up, and you... Oh, which is a kettle. Oh, my. You realize that water is being poured into your mouth, and that, yeah, that you're coming to, you are alive, your lips are dry, but you're being, like, fed water. So, while you're gathering your wits, I guess I'll ask, do you indeed draw a weapon? Do you reach for the kettle? You do hear the sound of boiling water, and since, yeah. Or do you simply let this play out? Whatever a bard would grab for here. Okay. I think, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. You reached for the kettle. You choke down some of this water. You shake your head. You sit up. You grab for this. It's actually more of a pot, and you kind of like raise it. You back up, and you look around, and there's you see kind of these. that could potentially be something that a bard would grab for. Yes, you see these kind of like finned creatures. These blue-skinned. You saw them as mermaids before, but they're definitely like less. They're more humanoid than that. They've got, like, feet. But they do look like creatures of the sea. And they... Yeah. So one of them, like, holds up his hands and he says... Oh there, stranger. You mean you no harm? We are simply... I gesture to the pot. And like, we are simply... nursing you back to health, providing some sustenance. You were starving. You were not in a good way when we found you. Do you kind of calm? You put down the pot? Okay, fair. All right, sure. So yeah. You do that. They relax a little, breathe a sigh of relief. Like there now, yes. Just relax. Let us feed you. And I think one of them comes to like retrieve the pot, and. I mean, I wouldn't change it. Although, the TOS might? Question mark? So be aware of that. You begin the feasting, yeah. So they, like, you set it down. They have boiled some fish for you. They've caught some fish and boiled it, and they begin handing it to you. And it's kind of delicious. Toss don't know me. Fair. But yeah, you do not allow the pot to leave your sight. Very well. That's fair. I think this is kind of all the full size of the cave that I want it to be. I just need like a door. These'll do. One of these'll do. So yeah, you set down the pot, you relax a little. They retrieve the pot from you. Yeah, they set it down in the sand. They don't put it back on the fire. They just pull out a fish. It's just kind of a fish. They don't know exactly how to prepare it in a way that you would like, but they pull out a fish and they hand it to you. And let's see. I think this will work. Do you consume this fish that they provide? Let's do, okay, 12 squares. I finish eating whatever they hand me. I grab my... Okay, so you grab the kettle again. I think first, like, you're eating this fish, and you... Sure, yeah, okay. 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 So you finish eating the fish. You're sitting there around this fire. They're looking at you. They're making small talk with you. One of them kind of like giggling a little with every, anytime you say anything. But after a time, you finish the fish. You stand up. You grab the kettle. What do you do with your kettle from there? Okay, so you're heading back to the door. The door is still there, but you kind of blink and it starts to like shimmer a little, and you kind of have to squint and blink to keep focus on it. And you hear a voice from behind you, one of these fish people. They say, "Oh, you're not leaving already, are you? But you had such trouble just getting to the tower. Surely you won't survive to the journey to the top." You were a drunk at home. You were drunk at home the whole time. Perhaps? I think it let me... Go ahead, make a will save. They're trying to tell you to stay. They're like, "There's nothing for you in that tower. Simply stay here. Stay with us. It's comfortable here. It's nice. We have water. We have food for you. Do not journey back to the tower. You will surely perish." It's a pretty rough whiz. If you have an alternative way that you want to deal with this situation, you can provide an alternative action. Okay. So, second failure here. You kind of you blink, you shake your head, you feel kind of this tight knot in your stomach, and like the door starts to fade, and you can no longer see it there, and you... Okay. Enjoy dog time, girl. Enjoy the walk. Yeah, the door is gone. And it seems to be because of these fish people trying to convince you to stay there. What will you do? I need some dead bodies. The tower probably did have dead stuff. I'm not sure what specifically you're referring to, but that's probably true. Oh. Ah. Okay. Damn it, what the heck? Okay. Soldier. There were definitely Bonnies. You persuade. Very well, very well. So you turn... Yeah, so you turn to these fish people and you try to make your case for them to let you go and to continue on your venture. Or to take you as their leader. That also works just fine. I'm like, very well. If I am to stay, this tower, it could grant me wishes of... as you guide them to victory, fair. Untold treasure could await me at the top of the tower. Untold fame and power. So if I am to stay with you, then I will lead you. I demand that I will be in a position of power. I will be your great leader, and whatever magical force compels you to stay here and guard this door, I will free you from it, and we will go find our own glory and honor and treasure. And yeah, go ahead and make your charisma roll to see if you can recruit this party of fish folk. What the heck? Knight? Ah. I think it is a 6. I think it was gonna be a 9 to like convince them. Like it was gonna be a hard roll. But I think they say yes, right? They're like, very well. Yes, you can be our magnificent leader. You will lead us to great glory and wealth, and you will free us from these shackles that hold us here. And you, with a grin on your face, you approach. You say yes. You nod to yourself, happy with this. And I think, like, we see some flashes of these adventures of you, like, leading them to greatness, right? To, like, gaining treasure. And, again, like, you dream that you find some perhaps a shark man who's, like, forcing them to watch this tower. And you see that you strike this man down with your army, your small army, your party of fishmen and fishwomen. And I'm about to die because I don't believe you. You're not about to die, but like I think we see all of this, and then we see you in like a bubble underwater. There's like this glowing orb in like this clamshell, and it's just sitting there, and you see like the camera slowly zooming out from that, and you see like there's one of these fish people that you saw. They're like drawing arcane symbols in the water. They're speaking in a language that we don't understand. And another one is like watching beside them, and the person casting the spell takes a breath and waves their hand, and the clamshell starts to close. They say, well, you'll have peaceful dreams, even if you did not get the wish he wanted. And the other one nods. And I think it just kind of like, they look around, and there's like, just, you're in a room. The camera is in a room. It's just like this cylinder that like goes up as far as we can see before fading to dark. And it's just filled with these like clamshells. And they say, soon we will have enough. And I think that's the end of the adventure. I think that is the third failure, and I think we will stop there. The architect Bard's adventure ends being captured by the fish people, and he did not make it to the top of the Tower of the Moon. He did not get his wish, but he got a wish of sorts, I guess. We zoom back in to his clamshell, and it fades out, and we see like more adventures. An image of the Bard sitting at a table, drinking heartily with his fish friends, telling some joke, and like the fish friends laugh, and we as the audience can hear that the laugh is a little automatic and hollow, but the withered Bard does not notice. He is content with this adventuring life he is leading, even though it happens to be a lie. That was much longer than I expected. These were supposed to be like cut down. They're supposed to be really streamlined, and yeah, man, I gotta practice a lot with these. Like I said, keep hitting me with these. Yeah. Sorry if that was a little rough in places, but hopefully, like, well, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. That was a little bit messy, but hopefully it was enjoyable, and not a drag. I obviously want them to be fun. I think I need them to be a little bit more punchy, so I'm gonna need to work on that. So the only rough part was the 4. I'm sorry. Should I yeah. I think I have notes down below that like it's usually going to be about three rough failures are going to like cut the adventure down. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that mostly went kind of how I would like them to go. I want them to be hard to be successful at. But yeah, I think. Oh wow! Thank you, Cam. Thank you for that, and welcome, Emerald Weapon. I did not see that you were there. I haven't been looking at my chat list, but thank you. Hopefully, yeah, back to work. Hopefully that wasn't too boring. I'm still working on making those interesting. But I like the idea of them. I like how they can almost go. Can I find this dead body, though? For real? Oh, man. Oh, that's totally fair. Thank you for stopping by. Let me find another piece of music to start. And we'll get back to, like, setting up this encounter. So we need to, like... I'll just find some bugbears first, I guess. I've been looking for these bodies the whole time. I think I have bugbears purchased. Yeah, got some. So yeah, Wither King, hopefully that was enjoyable. Let me know if you have like ideas for how I can improve that at all, and yeah. We'll keep working on that. I like it as a sub goal, or not a sub goal. Yeah, I think I agree, Cam. This should all be on the map layer. There we go. I think the drama is lethal to that character. Yeah. I don't, it's not a given. It's not a given that you will get to the top of the Tower of the Moon. Core stepped away to walk their dog. Zoom in just a little. What? Okay. All right, roll 20. That's a little weird. You're being a little weird. Go ahead and just show this. Let me pull up the bugbear stat page. So there's like, I think it's gonna be like 3 bugbears, 3 wargs. Yeah, so Wither, this is the party ambushing the rest of the group of bandits that they've happened upon, the rest of Salamander's forces here. We saw, at the very end, we saw Eve, like, oh my gosh, I have to zoom to, like, turn this guy. Saw Eve leaping out to stab one of them, so this is kind of going to be the situation here. I think there's going to be about 3 bugbears and 3 wards, depending on their stat pages, but... And I think... we'll just use 3 bugbear tormentors and 3 wargs. Six and 6, that's fair. So the wargs are just going to be die rolls. So, like 6 level 3 creatures. I don't think that's too much for a party of 5. I think it should be okay. Let me make sure I'm not way off there. And -2, so okay. It'll land directly on the severe XP budget, so that's about normal for me. I think the dogs will have their day again. They're probably going to knock down a couple party members, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the choke point is a strong advantage here, so. What? Very well. Let's see if this works. That'll do. Grenade in the dog's mouth. Yeah, that would be problematic. Ludwig might make that happen. The alchemist might. He talked about putting a bomb in the the earth elemental's mouth, so... Let's see. Oh, I could make this... I'm gonna make this map a little bigger so I can take some notes. I can put notes up here, it'll be fine. And we can make it wider. Get a cool, like, I don't know, 18 wide. That's enough space. Enough space for some notes. Okay. They've been ordered to bite near enemies. That would be problematic. Let's see. So there was like going to be a table in here. Some good old barrel chairs. Ah, no, this will do. Oops, down there. All right. I guess I can just use generic tokens if I have to. That would be fine. For the dead bad guys. Bedroll? It's probably 2 words, huh? Nope. He has some rough stat rolls. That one's better though. It's got the good charisma. Would it have been enough to save the Withering Bard, I wonder? Probably not. Probably not quite. 16. Nah, I wouldn't need to be pretty high. The low wisdom does seem to be a bit of a trend. Wow, that's 5. That's... Huh. I didn't even see that. Good dex, good charisma also seems to be a trend. So yeah, these guys were like kind of piled in this this cave. So let's put a few in here. I really quite wish I could find those dead bodies. I don't know. That's okay though. Maybe they were free resources and I just didn't realize. The Locana's a worry. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, the stat rolls are rough. It's like straight 3d6 down the line. So, sorry about that. That might be one thing that I'm up for changing. Is like making them, that'll do, there we go. They were the free ones, that's, alright. I might, yeah. Although that's harder to code in a Nightbot command. (3d6 + 2), that could work. Rip apart a Discord bot. Discord bots can be a little more sophisticated than Nightbot commands, but that'd probably work. I'm not gonna find. Oh, maybe I'll find a goblin dead body. Twitch uses IRC. I guess I'm not really sure. It doesn't have a dead giveaway that it does. But I would not be surprised if it was built on IRC. Wow, like a little less bloody would be great for these. That'll do, though. Okay. So this is pretty good. This I'm not gonna spend too much time on. I think this is going to be kind of a slam dunk for the party. You're not gonna have too much trouble here. The like kind of boss encounter that they're doing next, we might work a little bit more on. That's going to be kind of like an intentionally hard fight because they're choosing to pursue this adventure without really preparing, like without chasing down the leads they have. So they made a dice bot. The dice bot has worked since its creation, no hiccups. That's fair. Yeah, I don't think it would be. Yeah, I don't think it would be too hard to get something that like rolls 4 and drops the lowest. I just need to spend a little time on it. I guess I don't even really need too many notes. I could just link, but I'll put down like AC and HP and stuff. So let's see. Let's go ahead and just delete that and get to the right layer. There we go. AC 18 on that? Yeah. HP 50. Pretty good. This is some, yeah, it's a random encounter basically. This is like, they've already triggered it. They're already invested in this encounter. But yeah, it's essentially a random encounter. Reach 10 feet on the jaws, interesting. Pack attack. The dire wolf strikes deal 1d6 extra damage to creatures within reach of at least 2 of the wolf's allies. That'll be interesting if they don't knock them down pretty quickly. Worry? Worry is the name of an attack. The dire wolf has a creature grabbed in its jaws. Effect, the dire wolf fiercely shakes the grabbed creature with its teeth, dealing 1d12 plus 2 damage. Holy crap. Alright, very well. You're gonna give me crap for putting more powerful wolves in front of them. So yeah. Gust plus 12. 1d10 plus 5. So that's AC 20, HP 44. And, what do they got? Wow. Okay. Lake and dog wolf things, yeah. They've had a storied history with doggos. We'll see how this one goes. Add some levels, just all... Yeah, it's, you know... The Burning Man is gonna be hard. These guys are not, not perhaps supposed to end their journey. Yeah, then they can complain. Fair. So, alright, they've got like a dagger and a sickle. They're basically the same except one has trip, so that's fine. They're both plus 11. 24 plus 6. That's pretty reliable damage, actually. That's pretty cool. And make the dogs large. I suppose our, let me see if direwolves are. I think they are, yes. Yeah. Oops. That will make it tough for them to fit in here. Can I put this guy like half on the map? Yeah. Okay. I'm really glad that this is the opening scene tomorrow. That I'm actually really gonna enjoy that. Can we get some dragon-sized dogs, please? I think that's fair, since they said no dragons. So let's see. Jaws. They like automatically just knock down. Hey, it's not trip, it's knockdown. With scales and wings and fire breath. Simple dog breath. Yeah, that's pretty lethal too. Okay. I think that's basically all we need here. So we can kind of go back to the bandit fort. Did I put that far away? Of course I did. Not that far. Where'd it go? I guess maybe it was right at the start. Yeah, it's literally just right here. It doesn't preview all the structures and stuff. I forgot about that. So, Bandit Fort is going to have a lot more going on than we initially anticipated. Dog breath that deals 20 d6 damage in a 60-foot cone. Fair. Staggered and shaken. Yeah. I like it. Let's see. So these, you know, are going to be pretty stocked. Let's see. Are the Australian bandits going to be recurring characters? I don't know. I probably shouldn't. Like, I don't know, man. That was a bad accent. That was bad. It was a bad time. But, perhaps that is the canon accent of the forces of Salamander or something. Okay. There are going to be a couple of pointedly placed goblins who may or may not be pyromancers. That are just gonna like lob fireballs over the wall. If the Australian accent ends up being a thing, I will do a little more research and practice than last time. It was pretty rough. So. Wow, can't type. Okay. Crocodile Dundee in your set? I see. Oops. Hello, Dan. Welcome. How's it going? Whew. we're currently setting up a camp that I didn't expect to. So there's going to be an actual military engagement at this camp. So I'm just going slightly, probably too wild, and stalking the very front of it, just making it look a little wild. Dan is great. I'm happy to introduce you all to Tender Hacker Dan. He's a very entertaining streamer to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna lead with he's a cutie, and then I hesitated. But he's a very entertaining streamer to watch. Does also apparently does some D&D stuff, not on stream mostly. Correct? No, Dan is definitely more handsome than Varys. It's fine. You know. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. But yeah, what have you... I've caught a whole lot of a variety of things on your channel. Like, why can't I remember the name of the Blizzard game? Overwatch. And, like, some... I can't remember names of games right now. I've explained to chat earlier already that I'm, like, exhausted and tired. So I apologize, but the one that is gritty Fortnite. Simulacra, yeah, there was that too. So it seems like a mix of horror games. And, oh yeah, and you've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight too? I've been catching some of that. That was fun to watch. I don't understand that game at all, but it looks great. Apex, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So here we go. There's a bunch of red dots out front. That's great. That's good. That's what I wanted. So the party's whole jam is that they're going to sneak in here with some invisibility potions, so they don't actually have to worry about any of this. They're going to, like, walk to the back. Variety streamer life. I feel it. Good. I wanted to drop that. So, yeah. The point of all that is you guys should definitely watch Dan. I really enjoy hanging out in this stream. And if I had a command for this, I wouldn't have to manually type it. But do you do any of the D&D and Pathfinder on stream? Are you giving for the slaughter of the whole camp? They aren't getting XP for any of this. That's not the jam. So, like, this is all window dressing. This is all window dressing. They're gonna sneak in and, like, fight in the background. As the folks are charging in. Not yet, maybe one day. Gotcha. It's, like, I gotta say, prepping on stream makes my prep much better. Like, it makes my campaign a lot better. So I would recommend it. Okay, just one more song in that album. I'm just setting up the next one. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say this chat makes sure I'm focused, but there's a little bit of that. But they do have, like, great ideas that have improved some of my dungeons in particular. So, like, they're great for mechanics help. They're great for, like, just spitballing cool ideas or having, you know, someone be like, I don't know about that idea, Varys. So yeah, 10 out of 10. It's great. It's, like, some of the most fun I had. Idea for this area. Here we go. Ken's gonna hook me up. Yeah, no one makes sure I'm focused. That is not a benefit, I would say. See invisibility on all bandits. I see, Cam. That would be cruel. They would certainly be surprised by that turn of events. Okay, so we got the Burning Man. He's the main thing. So the whole thing here, Burning Man is going to be like... Burning Man is paladin of Salamander. So he's also a devil. He's a devil paladin of Salamander, also kind of a werewolf creature. So combination of all of that. He's a little overtuned, I would say, in terms of tags. The DM doesn't metagame, how are they supposed to beat the players? But what if one knows the party? It's definitely possible. It's going to be loud, and there's going to be an army charging when the players move in. So, like, they have a good chance not to be noticed. Yeah, but we'll see. They have a thing where, like, the rogue gets to roll the stealth check for the entire party. So I'm going to let that happen, and we'll see. That isn't a horrible idea. What if there's one expert tracker who notices small shifts and can notice footsteps of invisible players? That could work. That could work. There's room for that, I would say. Maybe some dogs leashed up who can sniff out the players. They have plenty of wargs. I think one of them, like, I'm gonna definitely be rolling some perception checks, not for like literally everyone, but we'll probably have like some of the scouts, maybe some of the people close by, and maybe some of the wargs. So they might have a little skirmish of things to fight through or to escape from. So let's see. Is black going to be a good color here? We'll see. I expect the players to attack the army. That is possible, but actually kind of unlikely. One thing I wish Roll20 was slightly better about was I wish I could like get this to outline, or like the text to outline, so it's not so like hard to see. Red might work. Hunting for the right text color always kind of bothers me a little. Let's go with a cyan. That'll do. That'll do. All right, let's see. This is why I asked for XP, because it's possible. You're not wrong. But that XP would be, you know, split with the attacking army as well, wouldn't you say? So, Burning Man. Paladin of Salamander. He's definitely going to have, like, kind of an aura that I think I kind of want it to, like, burn the players from the inside out. I don't know if it's going to be active the whole time, but if they don't will save, it's just going to be, like, big old jade pillar in the center of camp. That would be, surprising. They will make a return. The jade pillars will make a return. I don't think it's going to be... That would be good, though. I'm thinking that they'll show back up, like, around, there probably will just be one in Salamander's Temple. The survivors or the party's genocide get to level? Like the enemy army? I don't know. There we go. There are possibly some hobgoblins in here that if they survive are gonna start their adventuring career. Yeah. What's this other... Okay. Paladin of Salamander. He's going to be... Alright, so... This is the thing I keep trying to say. This guy's going to be beef as hell. Like... The party's whole thing... Let's step back and chat a minute. The party's whole thing... They had these potential allies in the Harpies that they could have gone in and recruited, but they said, no, we're going to skip that. We're going to go straight for Salamander. And I kind of feel like... I don't want to directly punish them, but I want to make it obvious that they're going into a difficult situation, right? I'm not gonna, like... So, Salamander was definitely defeatable with Harpy help. Without Harpy help, I want to make it obvious that it's gonna be hard, and that this journey is gonna be hard, and I feel like the Burning Man is a good spot to showcase this. Of like, oh god, if this is Salamander's lieutenant and he's this strong, maybe this is a problem. Maybe we have a problem. Especially since... like, they're going to have help in the form of Brass, who's, like, a pretty overpowered NPC, who has already been, like... It's not Deus Ex Machina when, like... the party has been told that Brass is coming to kill this guy. That is the army's, like, the attacking army's entire plan. And that, like, the party's entire goal for coming here is to take this glory away from Brass and, like, snipe the kill from under him, basically. So, it's not, Cam. I disagree. That is hand of setup, hand of advertising future events and foreshadowing or whatever. Hand of preparation is what it is. We're gonna go with that. How do I... Oh, it just... Okay, fine. So... How much should this aura be? I came up with another god concept, he says, getting off track. Hit me with it. Let me hear it. I think 1d6 is probably too low at this point for, like, I don't know. I feel like 1d6 is too low. 2d6 for something that could hit the entire party every round with, like, a decently high will save. I think that's fine. A god of enlightenment and glory, I see. Odysseum? I think I like where that's going. You also need to induct the god from my adventure into your pantheon. That's true. That's true, that's true. With a different name, of course. It's definitely not the canon name of that god. It's not. Let's see. How much that? I think, yeah, he's gonna have an extremely high AC. Extremely high. He's gonna have a pretty high AC. Like, I don't think they've run into things with an AC of like 24 yet. It's like a couple notches up. Let me look at stuff their level. Nymph of the Light, that works. The name is very important? I'm sorry. Yeah, well... That happens, Dan. The whole thing with this, this setting is that, like, the old gods are kind of sealed away, and it kind of allows all this free-flowing mana that they used to control to be kind of controlled by lesser deities that have come up. So, in short, it's pretty common for us to talk about gods and, like, god ideas. The Wither King is now a god. So Living Landside had how much AC? 21? I think I'm gonna make it 23 or 24. Troll? Troll's less, right? Yeah, less and more HP. I think, yeah, he's just gonna have a nice AC of like 23. And HP is gonna be up there, like 140? Just like... They could still definitely burn this down quickly if they, like, flank and they start beating on him nice and good, but I think this is going to be hard. Also, now you guys have the stats, so you can call me out if I, like, change the health in the middle of session. I may well do that. Let's see. Gotta pump those numbers even more? Probably. You're probably right. He's gonna have a shield that can, like, raise for 2 AC. And then he's got a longsword that he's swinging for, like, plus 15. And that's gonna be 1d8 plus 6. Well, yeah. Let's think on that a minute. I think it might be striking. Also have Holy Avenger Longsword. I haven't actually worked with the templates much yet. I've just been like full custom stuff. The Nymph of Light could be the Harpy? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Making this striking? Is that too much? Probably. Is that the whole point? Probably. I think I'm mostly okay with this as a base. Yeah, the 2d6 makes me a little... The 2d6 on the aura makes me... Templates vary from very nice to broken. That's what I would expect, really. That's good. Good. Okay. This is weird. I like, you know... Yeah, the 2d6 is making me cringe just a little bit. I feel like hitting everyone potentially with 2d6 of damage is a lot, but also, like... very easily half the party could save and not take any. And also, 2d6 is an average of like 6 damage. So I need to relax on it. The party is like around 50 health between all of them now. Right? Yeah, like Ludwig's at 60. Everyone else is close to 50. Eva's at 63. I think it's fine. 6 templates on the general is good. I should probably look at the templates for... Are they in the GM's guide? Or, no. Oh, you said they're not actually. Make it 25 d4 damage. Thank you, Cam. Thank you. Helpful as always. The templates mostly aren't ported over to Pathfinder 2 yet, right? They're mostly a Pathfinder 1 thing still. And they kind of need to adjust a little bit. Or did they add them back in with the GM's guide? I'm just kind of flipping around the camp. Let's grab some green dots. Yeah, this is 2nd edition. Oh, there are a few templates. Okay. Oops, wrong one. But it should be easy switch, that's fair. I think what Wither is saying is that you should adapt some templates and slap 10 to 12 of them on. I did, that is what I'm feeling, yes. Adapting the templates, not a problem. So let's see. So we've got, oh wait, these are all showing, right? Show nameplate? Yeah, okay. Good. All right. So we have the Forces of Eden, the Forces of Brass. They are allied. So there's also going to be Brass. There's going to be Seth, Milo. That's the wrong one. Daedalus is on the right track with the last comment. I thought you might say something like that. So are you going to have the parties help maimed horrifically to prove a point to the players? I'm probably not. I'm probably not going to do that. It is a juicy option, but it's a little not my style. A little bit not my style. We didn't give this guy a name. We didn't give the regular general a name. So he is currently just general. He is the general. In general. spread these out a bit. I usually offer RP ideas, but I guess I feel like bantering today. That's totally fine. What if, bear with me here, what if you lost a hand? It's a... I would say it's a possibility, but I'm probably not going to roll anything. I'm probably just going to have Brass steamroll the front entrance. Really. Okay, the party is going to be off on the side. What if he's a werebear? I love copy and pasting. What if he's a werehair? That's a good idea. Brass would be a super cute werehair. Also, no, that's it. Brass would be a cute werehair. It's true. It's just facts. If you blame the players and then join the evil side with the promise of revenge in a new hand. Brass already has a whole thing going on. He doesn't he's already antagonistic to the players without having to turn evil. So I'm gonna keep that like it is. What about a were shark? He would probably be a cute were shark too, but it's So he's a self-insert? Brass? Not really. Brass is a buff boy, and I am certainly not. So that's perhaps not the best place to paste that, but that's fine. Okay, let's stretch this out a little more. We fell down a hole that leads to nowhere. I'm sorry, Cam. That's interesting. I don't think I would be extremely distracting as Buff Ferris. I don't think that's true. Okay. I'm glad this isn't lagging, because that was definitely... I've thrown a lot onto this map, man. And it's got light going on. I guess most of these tokens don't interact with the light, so it's fine, but... So yeah, glad about that. Okay. So we have like easy stats for... A lot of these soldiers are not going to be extremely threatening to the party, even if they get pulled aside. Like maybe the hobgoblins. Let's grab a sheet, shall we? Keep on using the built-in stuff as much as we can. These kind of yeah, these just kind of, these are the ones that just stat up, basically. Wait. What? Did hobgoblins get added as an ancestry? That's not what I was looking for. Hobgoblin General. I didn't know hobgoblins got added. Other ancestries. Hobgoblin. Taller and stronger than their goblin kin. Interesting. Okay. What if the general were a Whipmaster? That could actually work. He's a Bernie Wolfman. Are you okay with that? Oh, Leshies were added too. Lizard folk I knew about. Huh, okay. Cool. But this is more what I'm looking for. Hobgoblin soldiers. Oh, I suppose they should have a couple of bugbears. I think those are mostly going to be the flanking groups. not gonna lie. Most of the other ones, I guess we'll put some morgues in there. That's relevant too. And yeah. With a steering whip and handcuffs of Uwu +2. May the party never have to suffer their the pain of having those applied. Redeem. Okay. Game Master me an intro. The party flies in on 5 Pegasus into a swamp over top a bridge with a necromancer. This is very involved. This is very involved for one of the intros. With a necromantic cultist, when the party goes in to attack, at least 100 undead champions rise from the swamp to attack. Okay. I can do that. That's fine. So, yeah, we see this. It's not painful. It's just permanent dominate person. Fair. That's actually reasonable. It's actually a reasonable thing to exist. What are the 2 Uwus, though? Maybe I don't want to know? Like if it was just one Uwu, would it not dominate person? Would it just be charm? Would it be permanent charm person? Are those different? Alright, so, sure, we see... I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you're gonna tell me. Or at least, you're gonna tell me, and I'll try to be glad about it. So we do see the champions of light, serving the god of light and warmth as discussed previously in the stream. Also apparently beauty. I didn't know that got added in, but they're just stacking their resume. It's fine. Riding in on the Pegasus steeds gifted by this goddess. Goddess? I don't recall. And no saves. Yes, always no saves. The +2 removes the save DC. Always no saves. So the camera is largely focused on... The camera's largely focused on the party flying in. From the ground, we see, like, Pegasus fly over the trees. And the camera follows them up into the air. The sun at their backs, we see only the silhouettes and the halos surrounding them. And they start to circle down into this this swamp. Yes, they start to float down into this swamp, into this clearing where a camp sits. Their shining halos lighting up the dank, dark clearing. As they land, they dismount their Pegasus minions, and really the camp is quite empty. There's not many in the camp. There's a single, there's like a set of tents, and there's like a makeshift altar where there is a man standing in a hood, chains wrapping around his arms, and they are just sitting in worship. And the heroes think, wow, this lich, this necromancer, he has no guards. He simply has worshippers. Like, will he fight us all by himself? And they start to dismount their Pegasus mounts, and they unsheath their holy weapons, their radiance glowing in the dark. The leader steps forward and he says, "Wither King, by divine mandate we have come for your head. You will spread your undeath and evil no longer. We will remove your head and your chains and put you to rest and begin to repair the damage that you've done." And they start to approach. Well, yeah, I assume the necromancer is named the Wither King. I just assume that. Not the same as the god Wither King, but it's an introduction for Wither King. And yeah, the champions start approaching, And the Wither King throws back his hood, revealing his handsome but cold features, the life long having left his still somehow quite smooth and supple cheeks. And he laughs. And he says, "Oh, take my head, will you?" I think I shall. I like your spunk. I like your. I just wanted to spit some mad story bars. I appreciate that. Thank you. He says, "I like that drive, that fire that's in you. I would like to put it out. And once I do, you will join me in that undeath you hate so much." And he throws his hands to the side, kind of like this, because Cam likes when I show off my hands, apparently. So I'll try to keep them. Instead of making a dramatic, wide gesture, he goes like this. He says, "Rise, my champions, rise!" No, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily true. You're, like, definitely you'll be forcing them into servitude against their will, but they are also trying to kill you. Rise, my champions, and show them the futility of their efforts. And the swamp, the, like, watery mud starts to get disturbed and starts to rile, even below the champion's feet. I think what first happens is that, like, a bony hand reaches out and grabs at the Pegasus leg of one of the steeds. The, like, immaculate white fur covering it in dirt. And it spooks all of the Pegasus, all the Pegasi. And they jump into the area, abandoning the champions that rode in on them, as they try to get away from these fiends that are crawling up from the ground beneath them. And it isn't long before these champions are surrounded and overwhelmed by these undead champions wearing... I mean, they're champions, so they're wearing, like, very strong, fairly high-quality plate mail for being buried underground. Like, zombies and skeletons while wielding, like, axes and swords and closing in on the champions who try their best to fight back the hordes, but it looks so far like the Wither King will have his day. And one day I'll do one of those in less than 7 minutes. Should have went for the unicorns, yeah. What else do we need? We got the hobgoblins, we got the wargs. We don't really need the bugbears here. They're going, well, yeah, sure, whatever. We'll grab them. Just in case. And all the humans are going to be incredibly... They're just going to be minions. They'll swing for, like... we'll use some 4E stuff. They'll shoot for something that can hit the party but won't always hit, won't even usually hit. So they'll swing or shoot for +7. And then we'll just make it like 1d8 plus... +3 for melee. And they're just gonna have 1 HP, AC like 18. So, you have nice generic minions that can get in the way but won't hinder them too long, that they can just knock down. Maybe they'll have like they'll have a chance to save on like AoEs and take no damage or something. But anyway, so there's that. That's not bad. Well, any thoughts on Burning Man aside from taking away the save, and aside from doubling his health, and aside from doubling his AC, and aside from doubling his attack? Maybe I'll, let's see. Still upset that I got 4 wisdom. How do I have less wisdom than an animal, and I'm supposed to believe that I have above average intelligence? I'm sorry. The dice are cruel. The dice take no prisoners. It's pretty unlikely to hit that. You're more likely to be around a 9 or 10. But you managed to hit a few of those 4s. Okay. I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm just gonna leave this here. Oh, my stat thing is still up. I'm sorry, I left that up there. Sorry to show off your low wisdom for all that time Wither King. Sorry about that. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I think... So I'm just going to leave this up, and I'm going to take another quick break. I'm going to, like, stretch my legs, grab some water, and then we can see if there's any more stuff about the Burning Man to figure out. Yeah. Or any ideas for the camp. But I think I'm pretty happy with how this is. Why not have power is the end? Talk to me more about that. And I'll be right back. See you guys in a couple of minutes.